calls them to sin.
What's the weak part of sin? The soul, that sin, must die. Do you see it?
Now I want to do something for you. We're going to count how many deaths we see right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So going back to Adam down to Enoch, we see 6 deaths. Right? 6 deaths. So what is that? So 6 deaths. On the 7th generation, Enoch lived. What happened to Enoch?
You say, oh, God just took him. No, friend. What happened to Enoch? Enoch
entered the Sabbath rest. That's what happened to Enoch.
You think having Enoch as the seventh day, the 7th person, that was a mistake? What did they say about Enoch?
Enoch walked with God.
The Sabbath day, the rest. Everyone who enters that Sabbath does something. They walk with God.
And what happens when you walk with God? God takes
You away from this world, and he brings you into his own world, the New Jerusalem. Friend, this is the new birth and everything. I mean, it's everywhere in the book. It's everywhere.
This is amazing. It really is. So we go and we see that. So Satan weakens the nation
By causing death. That's how you weaken the nations.
So we see something over here where the Lord Jesus is talking to his disciples. And where he says it,
He talks about Satan falling from heaven like lightning. But that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you something else. Where he calls him the God of this world. And it's one of those things where you sit there and you go, what do you mean God of this world? Or the prince of this world is what he called him.
so we see that. But folks, look, I'm gonna bypass that one because I don't have time.
I'm looking at the clock here and I'm pressed for time because I want to get through a lot of stuff.
All right, so let's go back and let's look at what he's talking about here.
Now, Satan isn't omnipresent. He's only in one place at one time, talking physically, and he can't read people's mind. So if you're thinking Satan can read your mind, if you pray silently, can Satan hear you? Of course not. He can't read your mind. God can hear you, but Satan can't. All right? So Satan can only have a certain place. So let me read my notes and I'll bring you up to speed on where we are and why God says this is where Satan's throne was in Pergamos. This is actually part of the commendation revealing the faithfulness of God's Spirit and the submission to God's Spirit by the believers in Pergamos. They were able to stand even when the devil's presence was most active. However, I do want to unearth some significant truths revealed to us by the Lord in the very short segment of this verse, that very short where Satan's throne was. All right, look at this. Where the Lord reveals that Satan has established various locations throughout the ages. See the ages? Yes. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this, for those that don't know. Not just the church age, but the ages itself. The ages being the angelic age, the age of innocence, the age of conscience, the age of human government, the age of law, the age of grace, and in the new one. All right. So when I say ages, this is really what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Come on. And again, folks, I know some of you have heard me say this a lot, but again, we really have a lot of people that have joined the channel and they're asking questions of stuff that we've already been over, which is expected, right? And it's all good, but sometimes we just have to stop just for a minute to explain certain things to people because they're not used to it. They don't hear stuff like this much. So this is what I mean when I talk about the ages. I'm talking about the age of the beginning, the age of angelic hosts, the age of innocence, the age of humanism, the age of human government, the age of the Mosaic law, the church age, which is where we're at today, the age of satanic tribulation, which is the 7-year tribulation that's coming up next, the age of the millennium kingdom where Jesus comes and live on the earth, and then the ending. So the beginning and the ending bookmarked by all these different ages. So that's what I mean when I say that. Well, that's what the Bible means. So throughout the ages at his headquarters, for example, in Genesis, where was Satan's throne? In the book of Genesis, God told us exactly where Satan's throne was. It was in Babel. All right. Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. Now, Nimrod was a type. He was a type of Antichrist. He wasn't the Antichrist, but he was a type of Antichrist. He was a mighty hunter. Hunter? Yes, a hunter of men's souls before the Lord. Therefore, it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of Nimrod's. Now, to every earthly kingdom, there is a prince demon behind it. That if you go to the book of Daniel, you see that clearly. When Babylon was ruling, there was a prince demon behind it. Who is the prince demon behind Babylon? Satan. Behind Persia, who conquered Babylon, there was a prince behind that the angel Gabriel said he had to fight. Who was that? It was another demon. God doesn't name him. Then he says, hey, I need to go back because the prince of Greece is coming. He was talking about another demon that was controlling the nation of Greece. Now, what does that look like? Watch, I'll show you. Give you an example. So let me finish reading this. And the beginning of his kingdom, and this kingdom was backed by Satan himself. So the seat of this kingdom happens to be Babel. Babel happens to be later named Babylon. It's the exact same place, friends. So Satan's first kingdom and first throne was located in Babylon. Eventually, it got over to Pergamos, and I'm going to show you how it got there. All right. Was Babel, Iraq, Akkad, Kena in the land of Shinar. Now, Shinar should have jumped off the page at you. The minute he said Shinar, if you read all of Genesis, there was something very peculiar about that place. But let me show you these angels and what God says about how these angels impact nations. Watch this over in the book of Revelation. Okay.